First of all, that's a nice ass shirt you got on there, brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You
know what I mean? Thank you, sir.
That is a fly
I appreciate it.
shirt.
You know what I mean?
If I wanted one of those shirts, can I go to the producerkit.com to get one?
You could. And also soundoracle.net.
Hey, exactly.
Hey.
It's your UnQuantized shirt.
Hey.
We here, baby.
We live, baby. We live. Hey.
Dope shirt. So it's a lot going on today. It's a lot going on in Atlanta. Outside of my man having a super dope ass shirt on. Bridges are collapsing around this joint, which is crazy. But even more earth shaking than that, my man just put out an 808 kit today.
Peter, Piper, pick a pop, pan. 808s, man, because I can't think that.
No, it's super awesome, man. Triz just dropped an 808 kit called Subculture.
Hey.
It's amazing. Go check it out. Some of y'all got it already.
It's been an interesting week, man. Y'all don't know ATL's falling apart.
Yep, collapsing, literally, just falling down.
What else happened? Pretty much traffic is terrible. You know, we're stuck.
Yeah.
Oh, Lito isn't here.
What up, Lito? Yo, we appreciate the video, cuz.
Lito made a fire video.
Yo, that shit was amazing.
Fire video.
That shit was super amazing. What else is going on? I got a song out today.
Hey, shout to you.
With
hold on, man. Placement alert.
Placement alert.
Bag alert.
Yeah, with all people, Mac Wilds, the actor. But anyways, the song called Explore. Mac Wilds put it out today. Produced by me, written by Cameron Wallace, one of the dopest writers / producers / rappers, all that shit. So go check it out on iTunes, all that good stuff.
Placement alert. I feel like DJ Khaled. Bag alert.
Exactly. So it's going down.
Hey.
So I know we got some questions.
Yeah, what are questions at, people? Where we at? We live, baby. So T White 2 says, how would you all approach artist development?
Is there such thing as artist development now?
Not really, but it should be.
Yeah, because 9 times out of 10, you just find an artist, they already got it.
Yeah, right.
Like, they're good at what they do, you're good at what you do.
Mm-hmm.
It's several ways you could approach it. Mm. You can micromanage it, you can macromanage it, but the thing is that the job that you really want to do? Do you want to be a producer, like musically, or do you want to like fully take this person's life in your hands and tell them how to do their job, and then they get up standard, and then y'all work together like that? The way to approach that, man, it's based on the person, but definitely start with somebody that had at least
something.
Is halfway there.
Right.
Because a lot of times you'll meet a talented person and you're like, oh, I want to develop this artist, but they don't have a work ethic, or they don't have business skills or anything like that. So that's a slippery slope.
Thank you for showing love to your page. Hey, no problem. What up? What up, Fast?
What's happening?
How long was the process into creating Subculture? It was a good little while. It was a lot of experimenting, trying shit, not liking it. To get those 25, I probably made 70 808s maybe, and cut them down.
That is
to those top 25. I got Oracle, I got Stoney to check them out.
Yep.
And
I got them all. I got the 808s that you don't got.
He got the exclusive pack.
Got the ones you don't have.
But yeah, it was a good process, learning experience. I got Coach, Oracle over here. Guide me, you know what I mean? Feel like San Antonio Spurs over here, you know what I mean?
Hey, man.
We're going to the playoffs every season, you know what I mean?
We working. Them joints is crazy, though. Like I said, it's a misled 808. Mm-hmm. That joint's finna get some work.
Yo, these hearts is doing some different shits. When the hearts start doing that, somebody hit the heart for me real quick. You see that? That threw me off real quick. It does
shit, little... Okay.
Yeah. Los Angeles King says, okay, last week I asked a question about sampling and I didn't go into depth. What I mean by my question was, how do you like to sample most? Chop the sample and note values, chop them by transient.
Transient. Definitely.
Definitely
by transient.
Yeah. You don't use Cubase at all? No. Ableton Shawty.
I used to use Cubase. That's probably like my first official DAW that I was with for a minute. Nuendo. Then I went from Nuendo to Cubase. Yeah. And I was on Cubase for a long, long time.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Tim was using Cubase for a while, wasn't he?
Tim and Polow.
Yeah, I was about to ask Polow too, right?
Yep.
Spence says, thanks for the consultation, Oracle. Appreciate the time. Went ahead and got the push and the Asus. Assembled it all tonight, and those packs is flames. Hey, shout out to Young Spence, man.
Yo, Young Spence just did a whole music wardrobe redo.
Man.
My man got the sounds. We had a consultation on Tuesday. Great time talking to him, and I was talking to him a little bit about computers. He had knowledge of computers anyway. So I guess he went out and grabbed a computer, got that push. He was making a little decision. And I wanted to make sure my man didn't have any buyer's remorse. So I'm happy everything worked out for you, bro.
Shout out to him taking action right away.
Listen, really, like getting this shit really going. You know what I mean?
Fast Rook 95, working in Ableton. How often do you use groups and why?
Shit, groups all the time.
Pretty much.
Yeah, grouping. Anything. I guess I'll just talk about on the track level. You group in tracks. It helps me keep the set organized because when you could collapse your groups, when these are all drums, these are vocals, it just helps keep your shit organized. It helps you cut down on applying mad effects to a whole bunch of different tracks because you just make that group.
You group them together.
You're good. And you can save, the way you save groups in Ableton is you just click on the track or click on the group, just drag it into your browser into a folder. It's saved. Yep. When you recall it, it recalls everything. And you could save groups of effects. You can save groups of clips. You can save groups of anything.
I'd see, when I thought of groups, I thought of just like the tracks. Because I use it like, I keep my basses over here separate. Then I mix my drums. I group them together. And then the instruments. But I forgot that not that I forgot, but I just didn't even think about telling the instruments, the effects. That's really the power in grouping everything.
Exactly. Especially when you get some shit that's gelling well together. I think of those groups as presets.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like, oh, this is dope ass preset. Let me just group these whole group of effects and drag them to a browser. I can record that effect anytime I want. And you can map the macros when you group stuff too.
Are production deals good or bad in today's market?
What'd you think?
I say don't actively shoot for them. If they come along, then I would entertain it. But I feel like just as much stuff you could do, to a certain point, you're going to have to do it by yourself anyway.
Very true.
You're going to have to actually just go independent until you get to a certain point. Then when you get to a certain point, those offers are going to come. But most production deals are based off of, okay, publishing deal or production deal? Because those are two different things also.
Very true.
So let us know, are you talking about production deal like signing to a company? This a sub label or something?
Could you tell them the difference between a production deal and a publishing deal?
Well, a publishing deal is like them buying your back end basically. They're buying pieces of your publishing.
Oh, that's good info. You gotta switch over.
So pub deal is like they're buying pieces of your publishing. So if you have a song, you got 100% of 100% of the song. They're gonna take probably 50%. If you do admin, maybe 15 to 20. Mm-hmm. A production deal is like, who's a good example of a production deal? There's like, say you have an artist and you sign them to the producers. They produce that whole project, and then the production deal takes that whole project to another label. I just think production deals are like boutique labels. You know what I mean? And it's dealing with more of the producers. Publishing deal is more about your publishing. Two separate things. Two totally. When I signed my publishing deal, I was in a pub deal and I did a production deal. Two separate deals though. So yeah.
Nice.
Let us know which one you're talking about.
Do you see the gems that you just got there? That's the difference between a production deal and a publishing deal. By the way, the new hearts are scaring me.
Yeah, it throws me off. Every time I start reading, I'm like, oh.
But no, that's the difference between a production deal and a publishing deal. Straight gems. Yeah, for sure.
What up, Oracle and Triz La? What up?
What up? What's happening?
808 on the beat. Gotta cop that 808 bundle. Man, your name is 808 on the beat. You got to get the 808s, man.
Man, listen, you should have been first in line, but I ain't mad at you. 808 on the beat be showing love all the time, too.
How do you get over procrastination and fear to fail? This is a good one.
Get somebody to hold you accountable. Certain things, not necessarily secretive things that you want to keep to yourself, but a goal that you set, man, tell your girl or your wife or your friend or just somebody that you're going to do this by a certain date. Honestly, if you got 4 or 5 people that you could tell that would be cool. Because now you're going to do it because you're going to look like a fool when you don't do it.
Exactly.
So that's like the easiest, straightest way to do it. Like, no chaser.
And have good reasons for, like, stuff in your life. Don't say you want to be a producer and just... I mean, you got to have legit reasons and something that you always can go about. Something that's obtainable, but it's kind of not obtainable.
Right.
You know what I mean? You kind of want to push your limits of what your goals are. And I think that kind of helps you. And you got to know why you're getting out of bed in the morning. You know what I mean? You got to know what the end goal is. A big thing I've been trying to do is be a lot more organized and map out my stuff a lot more. Because I feel like if you don't know what you get into, you kind of throw it off. You kind of procrastinate.
Yeah, well, you're just going along. Yeah. And you don't really know where you're going. Yeah.
So, yeah, I would map out where I'm going to go. And, man, don't be afraid to fail. Dog, you got to fail.
Actually, failure is good.
You have to.
You got to get immune to that shit. Or else it'll cripple you if it happens at a huge time in your life and you never had a failure. It'll cripple you at that time. So, you just really got to look past it.
Every time you fail... You feel like you fail. You've learned. As long as you learn something, you good. That's the key thing. You have to learn from the experience.
Very true.
I sent a fire beat. I would like if you could tell me it's hot or not or what I'm missing. No.
All right, listen.
No, brother.
No. See,
even though you are from VA, I appreciate it.
Yeah, but that's not how it works. Who are you? Like, why should we listen to your music? Like, you didn't tell anything. You're just like, here. And that's kind of like playing the lottery, kind of like hoping you get discovered. You know what I mean? It's about relationship building. It's not about throwing out shit like it's cards and then you just get lucky. Just don't throw out your link, build relationships.
Produced by Kylie Lee. What's the best way to filter drums out of a sample?
Filtering drums out of a sample? EQ.
Yeah,
EQ is your best bet.
Nothing's gonna be really perfect.
No,
you're still gonna have that bleed over.
Yeah, you could try to cut them out with EQ, which will only get you so far, and you can mask them with side chaining, which chances are, if you have a sample, you're gonna put some drums over it. So you might want to kind of match up your patterns and side chain so that those drums cut out when your drums cut in.
That side chain will really help.
I side chain shorty.
Boy, everything. I appreciate y'all. Can y'all talk about the process of split sheets in the studio? Thank you, DJ Salt. Sure. Oh, so basically...
Hold up. Because, man, you got to get some camera time when you're answering these important joints.
So a split sheet is just a piece of paper saying who did what. It's really not anything hard to it. Most of the time, production gets 50%, writers get 50%. Mm-hmm. So depending on who does what. So if you're a writer, normally if you did the hook, you get 25%. You do the verses, you get 10 here and there. You do a bridge, 5. That's how they normally break it up. Now it varies, different things. If you co-produce, of course you're gonna split. You write those splits down, and what that does is just say when you filing all the paperwork and doing all that shit, it just says this is what this person gets. So it's not no confusion on the back end because they will hold up your money. If that shit ain't together.
Oh, man. Nobody get paid.
Nobody.
That's some real shit. Yeah, I just did 2 songs. Split sheets, the same way. Usually when I collab, we just split it down the
50-50.
middle. Yeah, it'd be 50-50.
Right.
But now here's the thing, a caveat to it. One of the songs had a sample in it. Mm-hmm. So, you got to see what the sample's going to take first. Right. But, and then y'all just split the rest. But just remember, if you base some percentages off of something, you got a sample in it. See what the sample takes first, and then find out what you're going to walk away with.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's not hard, though. It's really just a statement saying, you did this, you did that. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Exactly. And if you don't know the splits, because I've been in situations where I didn't know the other people at all. I just got called in, and I didn't know the splits. I would just claim something reasonable, and then if, of course, it would be wrong, but then someone will contact me, and then I can ask what everybody else got, and then I'll find my splits.
Because they'll go through and fix it, and but they'll hold up your money. Make sure you get that right, because they will hold your check.
I try to be the first person. When they send that email out, I try to be the first person. Even if I put in the wrong amount. I'm like, it's somewhere around here. I don't know what everybody else got. I can adjust, but just know I'm on it. So, yeah.
It's my money and I need it now. This is open to the comments section also. If you are on a budget, would you buy Omnisphere, Contact, or Keyscape? For me,
I already know the answer. I think I know your answer, and my answer are probably the same.
Omnisphere too.
Omnisphere. Because the thing, well, at least for me, Omnisphere has a whole bunch of different sounds. Keyscape, you're going to get keys. Contact does you no good because now you have to buy the library.
Exactly.
And you got to buy those individually, and they cost.
Rack up.
They cost. So yeah, Omnisphere is the clear answer on that one.
Kakusu? Forgive me for messing up your name, but what's up, man?
We'll take it.
Yo, producer, what up?
What's happening?
Been wondering what y'all think about producers signed to other producers. I know some guys are just beat makers, but how do they break away from that and do their own thing without having that buzz?
Well, here's the thing. If you're a producer signed to a producer, the producer you're signed to most likely has some type of leeway, some type of foot in the game. Otherwise, I'm assuming you wouldn't have signed to them. I could take my example, my situation as an example. I never signed to Tim or Polow or anything like that. But when you work with another producer that has a foot in the game, I mean, you just participate. You just add value to whatever that they're doing.
Right.
Tim had a song, whether you needed sounds, whether you needed me to work on the beat, whatever, that's what I did. Now, the second part of your question is how do you break off and turn that into something? If you notice what I did, I worked with Tim for years, probably 5 or 6 years before anybody even knew anything about me. And then I took that and turned it into an opportunity by saying, I'm so-and-so, I do this and I do that. By the way, I did that for Timbaland for 5 years. It's not like I started yesterday.
Right.
And so that gave me a little more credibility. But the thing is, and I talked to Tim recently, and all the time he says, I love the way that you took the opportunity that you had and you turned it into something that's thriving, because most people just want somebody to put them on and give them stuff and they don't deserve it. And they wait for it. And he's like, you didn't wait for it. You immediately did what you had to do and turned that into an opportunity and then grew your own thing out of it. So that's my 2 cents on the issue.
And I think, man, I'm signed to another producer. Rico, he's a producer. Don't get it twisted. Rico might not be making the beats, but Rico is probably one of the best songwriters.
Quincy Jones and
yeah, and he understands how to compose a song. So he's a producer in that aspect. He's an incredible songwriter, and then he will tell you how to build up the song. Nice. And what I got from him is basically the same thing. I got opportunities to work with certain people that then I could go turn around like, look, I work with this person. I work with this person.
Exactly.
And then it helped build my own brand.
Yep.
So yeah, sometimes you need that. You need that stepping stone to get in the game, to get that experience.
Yeah.
Music industry is just like everything else. You got to have some work experience. You got to work with some people. You got to build your resume up.
Relationships are everything.
Yep. Contact plugins do cost. Which plugins do you feel are more important to have for Contact?
I just start with been my personal favorite for at least a year. All the output stuff.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Output, you can't go wrong.
Nope.
I hear you say register your song. What are you referring to? ASCAP, CSEC, BMI.
Yeah. Register with your performing rights agency. ASCAP, CSEC, or BMI.
Definitely just turned this camera on myself right in my eyeball again.
They got to see you, man.
But they just saw this part out. Look like the mask.
Super up close and personal.
What up? What do you prefer? BMI, ASCAP? I know they're very similar. Do you have a A preference, I'm with ASCAP.
I'm with BMI, and I'll tell you why I'm with BMI. Because I signed with BMI when I was 19 years old. They were free, and somebody told me I should. Other than that, I would have signed with either one. I've never heard of one being better or worse than the other.
It's all really. The only time I think it makes a difference is when you know the people.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. And the reason I went to ASCAP is because I had a relationship with the guy that was running ASCAP Atlanta at the time.
Yep.
The girl who runs ASCAP now is the homie. So that's why I stick with ASCAP. But they all really do the same thing.
Yep.
Pretty much. Oh, and I just seen in the hearts, man. Young Millie Beats is in here, man.
Millie Beats.
Shout out to the young homie. Hey, Millie, I'm about to send you my new kid, dog. You the 808 guy, man. I need some feedback on this kid, bro.
Yeah. Millie is crazy with it.
What are some things to consider when deciding what direction to go with your music, like getting a pub deal, placements, and so forth? I think, look, man, you got to look at yourself and see what is it that you want to do, and just try different things. Here's the thing. Pub deals, it ain't like y'all just going to run out and get a pub deal. It's not like...
Not what is cracked up to be.
You really got to understand what a pub deal is. It has its benefits, but it has its downsides, too.
Well, my problem with these types of questions, and not even that this person is in that situation, is for a lot of people, like, this is their first step.
Right.
They're like, I want to make beats. I want to get a deal, and then I'll be on, and then they'll get me placements, and I'll just keep making beats. I'm telling you, I say it a million times, and I'll say it again. Do it yourself. If you want to get a pub deal, you want to get these people looking at you, still, you got to do it yourself. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, like, there was a question about artist development now, because artist development is gone.
Right.
These people are looking for people that have already done something for themselves. They already have a following. Mm-hmm. They're already making sales. So if your first step is to try to get a pub deal or something like that, that's wrong. There's no way around doing the actual work and doing it yourself like an indie. Worst case scenario, you'll be a dope ass indie and you'll have your own organic fan base. You'll have your own revenue coming from that. And then those people are still going to call you. And then they're going to want to sign you. But hopefully by then you won't even want it.
And I feel like people get it twisted. Like, they think, oh, you sign a deal, it's easy from there. It's literally like, if you play college basketball, when you sign to the NBA, that's when the work starts.
Exactly.
That's when you really have to train. So when you sign a deal, that's really when anytime you're trying to be in this music industry, people don't think of it like this. But you got to think, if you're a producer, guess what? Kanye's your competition.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You're competing against Kanye for these placements. You're competing against Mike Will. You're competing against all these people.
And they guaranteed.
And they going to win, dog. And the reason why they're going to win is because they built their own brand, which made people go after them. If you try to get a pub deal just off the gate, dog, they going to give you a pat on the back and some coins.
Right. You don't get put on and then prove yourself. You have to prove yourself to get put on. Mm-hmm. That's just how it works.
I'm a beat maker. What do I need to become a producer? What steps must I take? Much love. So here's the thing, guys. It's not like a magical thing of you're a beat maker or you're a producer. Basically, it's just the end goal. I feel like with a producer, your focus is... So, okay, if you're selling beats online to random rappers, you're not producing them. You're just a beat maker. You're just literally giving them a beat, and they're rapping on it, and they're doing their thing. It's no in-between. It's no, like, you're directing.
Right.
Production, what me and Oracle do, being a producer, we'd be like, oh, I don't like that snare. Yo, change this. Yo, how about you do the hook like this?
Right.
Let's cut another second verse.
We need a horn on here. Let's call in the horn guy.
This needs to be better, more layers.
Right.
That's what I think of as a producer, is making a great end product. And it's not about making hits. I seen somebody say that earlier, is a producer make hits. That's not true. No. It's just the product and what goes into making the product.
It's about overseeing. It's like the head of a business. You know what I mean? Like, you might not necessarily make the product, but you hire the people that find the staff, that gets the factory, that puts the shit together. That's the producer. Like the head of the whole business. And he could also be a musician as well.
And I feel like the reason why some people get mad about it is because, I came in the game relatively, I'm on the cusp of the internet guys and the hardware guys. I'm kind of like in the in-between, to where I grew up on hardware kind of, but I grew up on Fruity Loops too. and especially back in the day when it was really expensive to get into being a producer.
Oh yeah.
And it took a lot of shit.
Yeah, especially the studio, all that shit.
Man, and then you had a lot of times you had to get keyboard players. You had to get these people worked years to learn how to build these masterpieces, and then Fruity Loops, all this stuff comes in and makes it super simple, and then people just think that it's the same thing.
Right,
two totally different things.
So people are like, oh, everybody's a producer now. No, everybody makes beats now.
Exactly,
that's the difference.
So even as an independent artist, would you recommend still signing up with ASCAP BMI?
Yes. Put it like this: when you have publishing, who's gonna keep track of your publishing and who's gonna send you your check? Who knows your address to send you the check to?
And who do you know that's gonna track all that stuff?
Right.
Yay.
Even if you knew where everything was, you can't call 92 whatever and then call the TV and call, hey man, I think you got some money for me. I saw my shit for 45 seconds. You need something. That's why those businesses are here. They keep track of all that and they collect your money.
Could you talk about Machine's solid bus compressor side chaining and how to use it properly with drums, please?
That is very specific. No, only because that's going to take some time, and that's a whole Machine tutorial is what you're asking for.
I'd say get a consultation.
Yeah, call me, get a consultation. That's a lesson.
I don't see anyone ruining Drake's career. Look, I think the only person going to ruin Drake's career is Drake.
For damn sure.
Look, he got a formula. He's one of the most iconic people of this generation.
He's in it, and he don't take naps.
He good. Yeah. And that's like saying back in the day is like somebody going to take out Jay-Z. Like, nobody really took out Jay-Z.
Nah, Jay-Z pretty much retired on his own. That's like taking out Santa Claus.
Yeah, they ain't have
somebody going to stop Christmas and Santa? Nah, not going to happen.
Distribute beats on TuneCore or DistroKid. Can I sell? Hey, do not go on TuneCore or DistroKid trying to sell beats. That is not what it's for. TuneCore is for like if you got a single.
Yeah.
You're going to spend a lot of money trying to put all them singles up on TuneCore to get them on Spotify. Really, why would you do that?
Yeah, to put your beats on Spotify.
Yeah.
You nah.
If you're doing an instrumental album, hey, do your thing. That's what it's there for. But yeah, if you're trying to sell beats, leave that to BeatStar, SoundClick, and all that. What's your favorite Timbaland track?
Bounce.
Oh, Bounce. Yeah, that shit's crazy. Yeah, I think that's like a producer favorite. I feel like all producers.
Yeah, it's not like
that.
A fan favorite, but yeah, I tell them that all the time. I'm like, Bounce, that's the one, cause you made plenty of beats, and the beat you're making right now is dope, but nothing's gonna be Bounce.
I like his pop shit. I had to say like sexy back. You know what it is? My Love, Justin Timberlake.
Oh god.
Because that was one of the first times. Because I was trying to explain to everybody I want to do like EDM rap beats, and nobody This is 2000 whatever that came out.
That was 2005, something like that. Yeah.
And nobody understood it. And then that was the first time I was like, this is what I hear. Right. This is what I think.
And shout out to Danger too.
Oh man,
huge influence on that song.
Danger is one of my favorite producers ever. Definitely in the top 5. Super slept on. Where can I get the Sound Oracle producer kit?
SoundOracle.net.
Mm-hmm. Do lyrics still matter?
Yes. Depends on who you ask, but yeah, lyrics are always going to matter to a certain extent. I mean, unless you just want to party, in which case you could just listen to an instrumental. But to people that like hip hop, lyrics matter to an extent. They don't have to be dope lyrics. They don't have to be deep lyrics. But let somebody get on there and fuck up, then they're gonna have a problem, and that's how you know lyrics matter.
Facts. So prefer Ableton over Fruity Loop Studio. I have both, but not enough room for both on my laptop and no external. So just sitting on Ableton right now. My suggestion for you, my brother, is to get a hard drive before anything.
There you go. Yeah, the fact that you have no type of space issues, that's your number one concern. Yeah. It ain't Ableton or Fruity Loops. The fact that you can't have both existing at the same time means you just don't have enough space.
Because Ableton is what, a gig?
A gig, yeah.
And Fruity Loops is probably about that, maybe. Yeah, you need to get your external, my brother. I run an external, and I put all my libraries on the external and just install the actual plugin on my computer.
There you go. Get that stuff off your computer, bro.
Yeah, it'll make it run a lot smoother.
Yeah.
Being new to beat making, what would you recommend paying to have your tracks professionally mixed?
Why?
Yeah, are you releasing this? Like, what? Here's the thing, guys. Don't get caught up in investing all this stuff into just doing stuff and not having a reason why you're doing it.
Right.
It sounds good to get your songs professionally mixed, but what are the songs going to?
Right. And don't say to get them mixed so I can send them to A&Rs and stuff like that. You don't want to pay to get your stuff mixed for that. You have to have something that's worthy. First of all, getting your beats mixed, unless you're doing something specific with them, I don't even suggest that. I just suggest that you learn how to mix.
There you go.
Better. You know what I mean? At least get your shit sounded right. Because what you're going to do, if you really on top of your game, you in the zone, say you making 5 beats a day, what you going to pay to get all 5 beats a day mixed? You're going to back yourself into a corner. Mm-hmm. Just learn how to do it.
Because shoot, say we're in producing mode. I probably make 5 to 6 beats a day, right? If I had to get all of those mixed by somebody else every day,
that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, man.
No.
So what you gotta do is just do the work, man. Learn how to get, and it ain't gotta be the best mixes, but it just gotta be clean. It's gotta be something that where it's not distorted and you can hear and you get out of it. Because most times you get a placement, they're gonna remix your shit anyway.
Oh, definitely. And just make sure it don't sound like trash. Like use reference tracks. Use tracks that are already professionally mixed on somebody's album that's similar to your track. Reference your stuff to them until you learn how to get your stuff sounding like that. But don't pay somebody to try to mix every beat that you do or every beat that you like. That's just not right.
Triz, Usher, or Justin Timberlake? That's a hard one. And here's the reason why it's hard. I would say Justin Timberlake because Justified is my favorite album ever. But I say Usher also because I basically come from the Usher camp.
Right.
My manager for years is Usher's best friend. I'm signed to Rico Love, who came from Usher. One of my best friends was in a group signed to Usher. So I grew up around Usher and his influence.
That's Usher dude.
Yeah, so I have a lot of that influence. A lot of people that I know and work with all come from that camp. Dope. So that's kind of tough. But if I'm just thinking, I gotta go with JT, man.
I'm gonna go with Usher Timberlake.
Yeah. Or Jusher.
We're going with Jusher, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me tell you about J-U-S. Jusher. Somebody about to take that name.
Yeah, they are. Jusher.
Let's see. Can you tell me what y'all use to mix a track with vocals? EQ, compression. You guys are overthinking this.
Okay, listen. Linda, honey, listen.
Linda.
This is what you gotta get together. There is no set formula. You have to learn everything individually. Because for a song with vocals, what type of song? Do you want your vocals to be up front? Do you want to be distorted? Do you want to be clean? Do you want to be laid back? Do you want to be big? Do you want to stack them? All of those things require a different type of plugin and a different skill set and a different knowledge to know. Learn distortion, saturation, compression, EQ, all of those things. Watch some videos, see what they use, and then that'll answer your question.
Know why you're using it and not just kit. The thing with presets, where I think people mess up, is they use presets and they just apply them and not knowing why those presets work.
Yeah, you gotta, use a preset that you like and then
mess with it,
mess it up, and then get it back. Or like I say, in patch cloning, load up one instance with a preset you like, load up another instance that's just initialized and totally blank, and then recreate that preset, and you'll learn what each individual setting does.
There you go. But yeah, EQ, compression, distortion, saturation, all the same things that you hear on everything.
Yep.
How or whom do you send music for placements? I know A&Rs, but how do you find one? Relationships, networking.
Right.
It's not, hey guys, this is the thing we really want y'all to understand. It's no magic formula. It's no just like, oh, you do this, and this.
Or you send your stuff to this person.
It's not gonna happen like that. 9 times out of 10, if you're just emailing shit, it's a Hail Mary, bruh. You gotta build the relationships. You gotta network with these people. You gotta add value to it. The reason why we keep saying add value is because to get anywhere in this shit, you're gonna have to do that.
Yes. You have to show people why they should help you. Hell, you gotta show people why they should even talk to you. Mm-hmm. Especially somebody that you think is an influencer and that you think is busy. It's a million people talking to them every day. The wrong way. Hell, you'll have half a leg up if you just learn how to approach people and how to talk to them. But this whole shit is relationships. Don't just email your stuff to random A&Rs and think you're going to get on. You're not. You need some type of relationship. Build a relationship with an A&R. To find A&Rs, I say it again, internet. You can find A&Rs on the internet. It's as simple as that. On YouTube, on Twitter, they have it in their bio. They're A&R for Sony. They're A&R for whoever. It's in their bio. You just got to do the research, man.
Most of the placements I got is because I've known somebody, and then they be like, "Oh, I think you would be dope for this situation." Right. That's how 90% of this stuff has came about.
Yep, same with me. I said that a few episodes ago. People are like, how do you get placements? I know producers and I have relationships with them and other people that always get placements, or their A&Rs higher up somewhere. We have a relationship and they'll call me. This is the easiest.
So if you want to, I'd say if you trying to find more A&Rs, who does your beats fit to? Okay, so you got that understanding of who you're trying to market to, who fits that criteria. Cool. See what they need. See, like, okay, how can I help this person? Don't just send them a million beats. You ain't gonna get shit that way.
And you raise an interesting point too. Like, if you're trying to, if you know this A&R is with some type of indie rock label, don't send them a million trap beats. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't just send stuff to every A&R and just hoping to hit some shit. No. Research, see where you fit, see where you can be of best service. Approach them first.
How do you feel about producers quitting their jobs to pursue music? This is a interesting question.
Listen, once again, depends on the individual. If you got 3 babies and 4 baby mamas, and your livelihood is super dependent on that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I did that right. But yeah, if you set up like that, it may not be the best move. But I tell you what, if you working 20 hours a day and you doing whatever, you got 4 hours in that day to try to get your producer shit on track. Me personally, I have quit a job before, my last real job, to pursue music. I was, 20-something at the time. I was an early 20. I was super young. Really didn't care. And fortunately, it turned out great. And then unfortunately, it immediately went wrong. And I was crazy, broke, had no job, all that shit. Do I regret it? Not for a second. But just realize there are consequences that come to that. It's one thing you want to have an appealing story or say that you went hard, but keep your family in mind. And you can always squeeze in some type of time to improve to the point where you can make the transition effortlessly without putting yourself in peril.
Very much so. And I definitely say, man, it's a business at the end of the day. It's a lot harder to make money off music than it was before. Well, I'm not going to say harder, but it's different.
It's way different.
It's a lot different. So before I quit a job, I would make sure I can make some kind of income. Because music, I don't know if you guys know this, but it's very up and down. It's very questionable at times.
It doesn't pay like it used to. Mm-hmm. When I quit my job too, like I couldn't just hop on social media when I got off work and just reach out to a billion people and start my own store and all that. Like that shit wasn't really popping like that at the time. It kind of was, kind of wasn't. Now it's totally different. You have time. Treat it like a part-time job for a minute until it becomes your full-time job. But you have the time to do it.
And my last thing I'll say on that, don't half-ass it. If you're going to do it, you got to do it all the way. When I quit my job, I was working at fuck-ass Walgreens in the pharmacy.
Fuck-ass Walgreens.
Fuck, you got to, not just Walgreens, fuck-ass Walgreens. That's how you got to say it. It's a new company, you know. But anyway, I was working there. I decided I was going to quit and I'm going to do music. I lived in the studio. I literally slept in the studio for a year and some change.
Right. It wasn't like, I don't have a job now. I'm just making music. It's like, I have another job.
Right. I was all the way in it. I was broke as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Eating McChickens, splitting them bitches down the middle. Man, you know what I mean? Eating McChickens, splitting them bitches down the middle. Man, you know what I mean?
What?
Ramen noodles.
Vending machine life.
Man. Yeah. So hey, just know what comes with it.
Yeah.
Please don't be out here broken homeless and be like, yo, I'm trying to sell these beats. They told me to do it. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Be smart about it.
Hove did that. Hopefully you don't have to go through that. In this case, I'm Hove.
Right.
Trust me. Been there and done that. Don't do it.
Need some help with sampling. Anybody got any tips?
You need to have a real question.
Yeah, that's like saying,
I need some help with life.
Yeah.
What's going on in your life? What's the problem?
Hello guys. First, thank you for your time. I really appreciate this. When you say you make this many beats a day, do you mean entire songs, mixed lyrics, beginner here trying to raise my standards? Good question. Good question. And I appreciate the approach.
Yeah. That's what I nodded when he started. I was like, that's a very good approach. Me personally, I mean beats. Mm. Like, I won't have an artist in there with me and making songs. I mean just making beats.
Right. Yeah. Same here. And something that I've learned from Oracle. So Mondays now are my prep days. You know what I mean? I load kits, I find sounds, I organize shit. The rest of the week, I'm making shit. And then I try to take the best shit, really mix it down, and send it out. That's how I'm doing shit now. It's going to change up probably. It changes up all the time. But yeah, I just have days where I get the ideas out. And then I got days where I mix and kind of sequence and make everything cool. But I'm more about just staying creative when I'm creative and keeping that flow going.
Super dope.
Instead of chasing established artists, wouldn't it be good to network with writers, especially if you were working with an up-and-coming artist? Yes, but here's the thing. It's not that many writers that are that good out because the way the business is. It's not beneficial for writers. So that's kind of hard to find good writers. And I just don't think you should really chase anybody. I think you should build your own shit.
Right.
So yeah. Work with writers, work with up and coming artists, as long as you believe in them.
There you go. And be willing to do the work.
And I think I think I skipped past it by accident. But somebody was saying that you could just use plugins with Reason. You just rewire, or you could just buy Ableton.
Well, then you gotta use I'm like rewire. It sounds good. Oh, you can use them. You just have to rewire. Well, rewire means opening up a whole nother DAW and putting the plugin in there and then connecting it to. So it's to say you can just rewire sounds pretty swift, but it's not that simplistic. But it's true. You can.
You can. I actually used to use it like that.
Me too. I used to rewire Ableton and Cubase when I first started messing with Ableton. GoPro did. Now you know he did.
Any tips on how to make my hi-hat sting? EQ. Really.
That's really the best thing for you.
You just got to find that little sweet spot. I don't know if y'all know how to like notch EQ, but I like have my EQ where it's going up and it's like exaggerated. I swipe through, find that right frequency, cool. Then I kind of pull it back some.
Yep.
There you go. Tip.
Subtractive EQ.
There you go. Is collaboration with a genuine friend have to involve money if you're both still in college? No. You don't have to. Hey.
No.
Music is a joy thing for me first.
Right.
If me and Oracle never make a cent off of it, guess what? I'm still gonna come over here. We still gonna make beats. Yeah. We still gonna do the same shit.
Man, listen, we was doing it before anything. Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
Especially if you're in college.
Yeah. Man, that's the time. Enjoy it.
Hell yeah.
And here's the thing, guys. Y'all think working in the music industry, I mean, it's fun. Don't get it twisted. But I will say, it kind of takes the joy out of it when you have to do it every day.
Yeah, when it's a job. It becomes a little different.
It's certain times when you don't like it as much. So
and you run into a special breed of people and a special breed of problems, too.
Yes. So enjoy it, man. Enjoy all the fun parts of it while you can. I wish I could go back to the days of just freely making music and not giving a fuck about anything.
Right. Hell yeah.
Interesting that you say you wish you could make music freely again. Why can't you? It's something about still working in music that in the back of my head I'm always thinking of who this could be for or what I could use it for.
Right.
I don't make, as a kid I would just make shit and it would be terrible, but I was just happy I was making shit.
And you didn't pay your bills with music.
Yeah.
Like back then you could be a kid, you make music, it's good, it's bad, you don't sell it, but you probably had a job or just something else. Your money and your livelihood wasn't dependent on it. But now even if you're doing well in it, it's still in the back of your mind. You know, this is linked to the rest of my life. It's not just something I can just do whenever or not do it when I don't want to do it.
Do you arrange every beat for a complete song when you first make it, or you wait till the vocals are recorded? And depends.
Yeah, it does depend. I know it depends on most people. I'm not gonna lie. Most of the time, I don't go all the way, only because of how I work, and I usually work with certain people, and that works best for the relationship. That I don't make the whole thing, and I build around what they did. But that shit just varies from producer to producer.
Yep. Sometimes I send out just chords, get the writer to write to it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I just make the full thing, get writers to write to it.
Yep. Now, if you're sending stuff to labels or something like that, somebody that you don't know, don't have a relationship with, you might want to be as polished about it as you possibly can be. Mm-hmm. But like if it's somebody you're working with, like an artist or a writer or something, keep it informal. Less is more when it comes to getting a song written.
Keep building with each other's. I mean, yeah, I got you, bro. And true, facts. Sorry, I was reading to myself. Do you guys think that boom bap beats are a great lane right now because trap is getting all the attention?
It's a great lane because there's an audience for it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like there's an audience for trap, there's an audience for boom bap, there's an audience for almost every type of genre. The key is to find that market and find that audience and just really stick with them. But yeah, I don't think boom bap is a good lane because trap is getting all the attention. I just think either one is good because they both have audiences that you can cater to.
Yeah. Do you like it? Do you like boom bap?
Yeah, if you like it, then hey,
you can make a career off of making country music, country reggae music if it's good enough.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It's good. You'll build a fan base and boom, out of here. First country reggae producer.
Sound Oracle, me and my friends just want to say thank you for being so creative and loving what you do. We are from Beaufort, South Carolina. Shout out to y'all.
Hey man, shout out to South Carolina, or as I like to call it, North Georgia.
Hey.
Shout out to y'all. And man, thank you. I really appreciate it.
And he says you inspire us all to be different and unique.
That's the name of the game, man. If that man is doing it, that spot's already taken, you find your own thing to do. And then everybody's like their own superhero. Y'all link up and combine your superpowers.
Do you or anyone here know any good online resources to discover local producers and songwriters?
Yes. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
And put in that young work.
There you go.
It's so easy.
Did you know Instagram you can search by location?
Mm-hmm. Dog, that's all you gotta do. Search by location, scroll through.
Yeah.
What do you think we do, guys? You think we just be... Look, man, we be on there.
Yeah. That's why we keep saying it all the time. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Because that is how we are doing everything. And the people that we look to as mentors, that is how they do everything.
Sound Oracle, have you ever thought about releasing an Omnisphere preset bank?
That sounds like a great idea, but if I tell you I got in there and actually messed around with Omnisphere and made some kits and all, I never even dived into Omnisphere like that. So I would have to find a passion for doing that before I did it, but that's a good idea.
Triz, how do you feel about your new kit? Also, I heard through the wire that Capsun are collaborating on kits as well. When is that going to be in the works?
Hold on. You gotta get camera time for this. Talk about your kit, man.
You live, baby. We live. I feel good, man. I put in a lot of work with the kit. And you asked Oracle, I was super nervous. I'm like, bro, I gotta make sure it's good. I gotta make sure all this shit's hidden. Mm-hmm. You know, can you check it? He's like, it's good. It's like, all right, can you check again? He's like, yo, it's good. You good. So I got the seal of approval. You know what I mean? Stoney gave me the seal of approval. A few other people. So yeah, a lot of work went into it, but I'm happy. I'm glad it's coming out. I had some website issues this morning.
Always gonna be issues.
Always issues, but you know, we got it. We fixed it, and it was great. And Capsun was the other thing. Mm-hmm. We working on it. We planning. We plotting.
Definitely. Yeah, we talking about some things. We got some things in the works, but I think it's dope, man. You know, we both fuck with Cap Sun. Yeah. I mean, we both mess with Cap Sun, man. We gotta be advertising friendly. But yeah, we mess with Cap Sun, man. That's like our sound design brother across the water. So yeah, for sure. Coming soon. Holiday season.
I almost dropped. What's the best piece of advice that you've got from Rico Love?
Ooh, good question.
That's a good question.
Because Rico has a lot to say about everything.
Rico is probably one of the smartest people I've met. Just intelligence-wise, talking-wise. Rico's a very good talker and a very good, like, motivational speaker. Like, I will go to the studio, it'd be like 12 in the morning, and he'll just give you this, like, long speech about, like, why you do it. You be fired up. You know what I mean? You feel like it's a fucking Final Four, dog, and you about to motherfucking play. He's very big on, like, feeling and emotion and, like, telling a story. So a lot of that kind of rubs off on, even with the music, of telling a story. Like, what are you trying to portray in your song? Not just making beats because, but what are you trying to actually explain? I'd say that's the biggest thing I picked up from him, man. He's a really smart guy, and he's got a music conference coming up. If you're in, Indianapolis? Hey. It's called We Love Music Conference. Check that out. How do you feel about producers naming their videos after artists? Example,
type
beats, clickbait, or genius marketing?
We talked about this before.
Yeah.
It depends on what you want to be. That's what we ended up coming out with. It depends on the producer that you want to be. If you want to be the guy that leases 1 million beats, then that could be really good marketing for you, and you'll lease hella beats that way. But if you want to be the exclusive guy, like, people come to you for that fire, like labels and signed artists come to you. You can't be that guy and be leasing beats at the same time. So you probably wouldn't have any type beats out on the internet. It just depends on where you want to go. You write the story.
With all the kits out here, how is it possible to have that many different kicks?
Creativity. How is it possible to have so many words in one language using only 26 letters? Put them together.
Damn.
You put them together differently every time.
Hey, I ain't got nothing to add to that answer. That was a good one. Triz, are these all your kits on theproducerkit.com? Yes.
Yeah.
They're all... Been Trapping is Me and Sound Oracle. Subculture is the new kit that just came out. Volume is like my flagship, staple kit. And then the Twerk kit is me and Diego Ave. Y'all don't know Diego Ave?
Dope.
He did All Eyes on Me with The Game and Jeremiah. He did Chris Brown and Rick Ross, Sorry. So yeah, man. We're just trying to make good kits with good people, man, and good sounds.
Triz is connected, man. That dude is connected.
Hey. Triz or Oracle, how do you deal with artists that want to shop with you, but then ask, hey man, make a Gucci beat without feeling some kind of way?
You want to start that one?
I just don't do the shit.
That was my answer to.
I had an issue with somebody because they always be like, yo, I need you to make beats more like Mike Will. Well, if you want beats like Mike Will, you call Mike Will.
Right.
I don't do that. I make Trizza beats.
There was a time in my career, probably further back when I was still in Baltimore, that people would come to the studio, and most people knew me, but some people didn't. They're like, oh, I want to beat like whoever the hell was popping at the time. And I used to always say, like, you should call that person. I make my own type of beats. But that is the time that I realized, I'm like, these motherfuckers don't know who I am. They're coming to my shit, and they don't know who I am. Mm-hmm. Or else they wouldn't even be asking me this type of shit. And that was my fault. Mm. So it just led me to thinking outside of the actual situation of them asking me to make a Gucci beat and me being like, more motherfuckers got to know who I am because I'm not standing for this. You should know me by now to know what I do. So it was a marketing thing. But now I don't even deal with people like that.
Yeah. I mean, but if it's something you want to do, then just say, hey.
Yeah. Well, the fact that you're getting mad, frustrated, or say what I'm getting frustrated, right. Just don't do it. There's something clashing with your moral integrity right there.
You don't understand the internet tracks you and only show you a small circle of info. So when I pull up YouTube or Google, it only shows a certain amount of people and info. No, it's not lazy. So you're telling me that Google is limiting you, Google
because
YouTube, because
what?
of they're tracking you. You're telling me they're limiting what comes up. Now hold on. Are you a betting man? Because I guarantee you.
Give me that phone.
I guarantee you. If you ask me a question, I guarantee you I could Google it right now and find the answer. 2 minutes. So if I could find it, guess what? You're being fucking lazy. Look, constructive criticism. If you're doing good, we explain it to you. If we're telling you being lazy, bro, hey, you gotta take it. If you ask a simple question that you could Google and you just want to ask us rather than Google it because you think it's gonna be a shortcut answer,
just say it.
Yeah. And you're asking what video should I watch because you don't want to waste time. Guess what? We had to waste time to get this. The reason why we know this information is not even wasting time. We had to go through it.
It's called research.
It's research. This is why we know the answers.
My man said that Google tracks you, so you only gonna get a certain number. I'm only gonna see people that I follow on something.
This ain't Instagram, baby.
Yeah. Google's the same.
You got a different Google than I got, bro. Cause my Google tell me everything.
Yeah, me and this man share information all the time. We talk and we find, like, literally every day there's a video. We like, holy shit, guess what I found? Let me show you this. Mm-hmm. And just like the other day, the thing that I found, I'm like, yeah, I've gone through like 6 of them. Now I'm down to 3 of them. Then I'm going to find the best one. Then I'm going to put you on.
And when you told me about it, what's the first thing I said? There's some good videos on YouTube about it.
Yep.
And you know what I did? I watched them same videos that you. I didn't ask you.
I was on the phone with you while you was checking them out. Yeah.
We over there talking. I'm over here researching. Like, oh, you could do this?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, check out something. You're like, oh man, I'm already on the page. Mm-hmm. I'm already checking it out.
Come on, man. Don't come in here with that lazy shit, man.
Yeah.
Look, if you part of this, man, we ain't for the lazy shit, man.
Hey.
This might not be for you, man. This might not be for you.
Yeah, my man's like, yeah, my Google be, but maybe because
that maybe
we got that, but then maybe we need a little boy there because
come on,
sound crazy.
That made me angry.
Hey, come on, man. I'm not the one to calm you down today.
Hey, man. Is it imperative to pay a beat site or Squarespace or Wix is good? Lottie Beats. I think you should get your own site.
Yes.
Personally, I think that should be first and foremost.
You can still do both. You can still mess with other beat sites, but guess what? You can put maybe in your profile of your joint on the beat site your own website where people can actually go. Because the thing is, dealing with a beat site, you can sell beats. You won't have an email list. We'll explain one day. That's probably in a good class too. The importance of an email list.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the thing. That's why you have to have your own piece of real estate on the internet. You can do whatever you want there. You can send people wherever you want and distribute the information that you need to get to them. You can't do that using other people's platforms.
Fit